Hey, how y'all doing out there in YouTube land? This Stiletto coming at you from the Wild Wild West. Well, I just want to talk about, I don't really have nothing to do today. I just got off work not too long ago and just relaxing a little bit, just goofing off. I just thought I'd hang out with y'all for a little bit and talk about one of my favorite subjects, my mega cold steels that I like the best. And one reason why I'm bringing this up is because I want to talk about the newest addition to my megas that's returned, and I'm really loving it. I'm really loving my new Talwar. But I also got some bad news too. My Serrated Talwar, I think I'm gonna send it back. And the reason why is because it goes into fixed blade mode. And I can't get it to stop going into fixed blade mode. So I'm gonna contact Cold Steel, GSM Cold Steel, and see what they tell me about, how they want me to handle that. Because I would like to send it back and get it replaced through Cold Steel. And I've sort of been waiting for a moment like this because I want to experience what the new Cold Steel's like. I know what the old Cold Steel was like whenever I had an issue like that. They would just replace it right away. It wouldn't be no hassle, no problem, or anything like that. And if it was something that was out of stock and they didn't have it no more, they would let me know and ask me if there was something else I wanted instead. That's how the old Cold Steel would handle things. And sometimes they'd even try to fix things, and if they couldn't fix it, then they would just replace it. But I really love my Serrated Talwar, and I want another one. But I want one that doesn't have doesn't go into fixed blade mode. Fixed blade mode is like when, for instance, this is my first Talwar. This is my Oz 8 Talwar, my very first one that I've always told you guys about. And yes, you can see it has a shiny pocket clip now. I wonder why. But this is my first Talwar, and I absolutely love this Talwar. I've carried it all over California on motorcycle trips and stuff like that. I used to always carry this one in my right front pocket and carry my holdout inside my vest like I showed you guys. Those would be the two knives I would carry. And I also carry a little tiny pocket knife, like an American Lawman or something like that. And as my pocket knife, my utility knife. Absolutely love these. I love the Talwars. I'm so happy they're back. And this one, when I first got it, as you can tell, it's been well used. The G10's even shiny on it from being in the pocket so much. I think the pocket polishes G10 when I carry this one for a lot of years, not months or whatever like you guys see me doing now. But I carried this one actually for like about 3 or 4 years. A lot. I was riding with clubs. It was one of my favorite knives to carry because it was big and light. Big and light and really intimidating looking. And I really love all the grips that the Talwar has. You have a really nice rear grip, a mid grip, and a forward grip. All 3 grip positions feel extremely comfortable. And in the reverse, it's the same thing. Each grip feels really comfortable and you feel really secure. To me, this one, the Talwar, is my #1 favorite of all the Cold Steel Mega Folders. It's not the strongest. I don't think it's the strongest. No, that's not the reason why I like it. I like it because to me, it's a real fighter. It's made like a real fighting knife. And that's the way I feel about the Voyagers and the Espadas too. But it's like the handle's made, it's made like it was made to be a fighter. That's the best way I can explain it to you. Real fighting knives, like, I don't know if you look like a Bill Bagwell Bowie, they don't have real big, giant, heavy knives or whatever. They make them so they're balanced, and so you have good balance. And the weight's distributed right in the handle. and the blade's not too thick, but it's thick enough. You don't want an overly thick blade like a camp blade because it just makes the knife too heavy. And when something's too heavy, you can't move it fast in your hand. That's the reason why you don't want it to be too heavy if you want a fighting knife. If you want a camp knife, then you get a big giant thick knife, like an SR1 or I don't know, anything that's really big and heavy. That'd be better for a camp type knife. But for a fighting knife, I don't think you want anything bigger than like 4 millimeters. To tell you the truth, 3.8. These are 3.8 millimeters. We measured them out, and to me, this is a perfect size. It's one reason why I like the Frenzy too, because the Frenzy to me is it's made the same way. It's made to be big and long and intimidating, where you get a lot of reach, and it's a super lightweight and fast move in your hand type knife. And that one's only 3.4 or 3.3 millimeters, I think, if I remember right. But these are awesome. These are awesome. The Talwars. And I'm just, you guys know, I stopped carrying the Talwars because they became really expensive, and so I stopped carrying them. But I really miss carrying them. I didn't realize how much I missed carrying them until I got the new one. I miss this one too. I haven't carried this one in a long time. I mean, when I say a long time, like 5 years or so. I mean, it's been a while since I've carried it. I can't remember when I got it. I can't remember when these came out. I want to say they came out like 2013 or 12 or something like that. I'm not sure. But whenever these first came out, that's when I got this one. This was one of the very first ones this is the first batch of them. I absolutely love it. When I first got it, it used to have blade stick. It used to go into fixed blade mode all the time. And so I took it apart, and I actually sanded the lock faces, and what else I did? This pivot pin was, and I took them out and I flipped them around. Took out the pivot pins and flipped them around in a different way, and I polished every part inside and out because I want this knife to work, and so I put a lot of work into this knife. I don't know if you can see in the inside, but the lock bar is all polished all the way around. It's totally a polished lock bar inside and out. And I don't do that no more. Because with this knife, I was lucky because I did it right. It wasn't the first knife I'd done it to, but I've done it to like the Cold 4 that I showed you guys, where the lock bar sinks way down into the handle. So this one's perfectly even. Nothing's wrong with it. Absolutely love this knife. This is my Oz 8. This is my first one. And it used to have the lock stick too, but I fixed it. But I'm not going to try to fix the one on the Serrated knife, because I just sort of want to test out Cold Steel, GSM Cold Steel, and see what their customer service is like. And I'll let y'all know about that. What do y'all think? Think I should send in and check out the customer service? I'll let y'all know what the customer service is like, because I have a lot of people always asking me how's GSM's customer service, and I can't give them an answer because I haven't had to send something in yet. Every GSM knife I got, even the Oibun, the 26T, nothing was wrong with it. It's just a flimsy knife, and I don't like it. But the construction it's made the way that they made it. You know what I mean? Everything fit and finish was okay and everything like that. It's just I don't like flexible knife handles. That's just kind of weird to me. Why would you want a flexible knife handle? I don't know, that's weird. And I want it to be rigid and stiff. Isn't that what the ladies say? They don't want nothing flexible. But anyway, absolutely love the Talwars. I'm so happy they're back. I might start carrying this one again too, because I really like this one. Because it's just really fast. I've had it so many years, and it's just really smooth. And I'm glad the holdouts are back. This is the new holdout. This is my new holdout. It's the one that's in my drawer right now. All the other ones are put away. But I really love these holdouts. I'm glad they're back too, because now I stopped carrying these because these got expensive too. So I started collecting the ones I had instead of using them. And now I could use it again because now they're for sale. All right, love it, love it. And this one I'll use because it's just been so modified and stuff like that. I don't know what the resale value on it would be because it's just modified. I have lots of modified knives, they're cold steel knives. Because back in the day, before I knew you could send things in and get them repaired and stuff like that, and you know, because I had experience with Benchmade where I sent something in, I didn't get it back for like 3 months. And so that sort of turned me off. So like if I had something little that was wrong with the knife that I thought I could probably fix, I would just try to fix it. And that's how I learned to fix knives. But then I had an issue with a cold steel knife that was too much for me to be trying to fix. So I called up Cold Steel and they told me to send the knife to them, and I sent the knife to them, and they sent me back a new one within 3 days. I mean, I thought that was like, whoa. And after that, anytime I had an issue with a cold steel knife, you know, as far as like a fitment issue or a manufacturing issue or something like that, I would automatically just send it back to Cold Steel. Sure, you have to pay for the postage to send it to them, but they would pay for the postage to send it back to you. You know, you just pay for the postage to send it to them. So, like, let's say if you got a good deal on, like, I got my Talwars for $170.79 or whatever it was, something like that, $170.79. I think that's what it was exactly, and so the postage, I don't know what postage is nowadays. It's been a long time since I've sent something somewhere. But let's say it's $5. So then make it $175, almost $176. It's still a good deal. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what they do. We'll see what they do. But this one, I love this one. This one I have a lot of memories with. All my buddies have played with this one, and this one turned a lot of people on to wanting Talwars and buying Talwars. I've probably turned more people on to Voyagers and Talwars, holdouts, and Ti-lites, and Espadas too, and well, actually all of these. I have lots of friends that decide to get knives like these. Okay, here we go. Anyway, these are all my favorite big knives. The Talwar, the holdout, the counterpoint. I love the counterpoint. I remember when these were first going to come out, I was so excited about it. I couldn't wait to get one. Couldn't wait to get one because I saw that they were going to be coming out with these because it looked like a big giant stiletto, and I just had to have it. I absolutely love these. And then when I got it, this one didn't operate like this. This is what they operate after you do all the stuff that I do to them and tune them and stuff like that. This one has been totally gone through, as you can see. It's a CTS BD1. But it's been polished inside now. Every part's been polished. It's had a lot of work done to it. Because when you first get these, or when, I don't know what they're like now. The last one I got was a Oz 10 one. But it was a while back when they first came out. So I don't know what the GSM ones are like. They're probably nice, but when you first used to get these, they were kind of hard to manipulate, as far as like unlocking them and stuff, because like the springs are really tight, and I just had a couple of issues that made them kind of function kind of funky, and so that's the reason why I went through them and polished everything and smoothed everything out. But once you do that, these are beautiful. Now, I don't know why Cold Steel didn't, like do more finishing touches on their stuff when they had their company. I think that would have made them put them on a whole different level because they're making awesome blades. And I always wish that they would have made this one in G10. They never made it in G10. I always wanted an all blacked out one. Never made an all blacked out one. I think the counterpoint would be an awesome knife. If they had G10 handle scales. Or they already have Oz 10 steel. I love the Oz 10 steel. I don't have any problems with the Oz 10 steel. And helps keep the price down too. And Oz 10 is really good steel. And But I would like to have G10 handle scales. I'm not a big fan of grivery, even though lots of my knives have grivery. It's because I like the knife. It's not because I like grivery. It's because I like the knife. I love this knife. I love this knife. The counterpoint is a beautiful knife. And the large one's nice too. The smaller one's nice too. It's just that my favorite one's the big one. Sort of like with the Ti-lites. My favorite Ti-lite is the big Ti-lite. But the small Ti-lites are perfectly fine too. I've always been a person that likes big knives. I don't know why. Don't ask me why, I just do. Little knives are cool for little stuff. Cleaning dove and quail, that having a little blade is better. You know what I mean? But I don't know, like when I go fishing and stuff, I like to have a longer blade because I like to be able to do my cut bait. It's easier to do cut bait with a long blade than it is with a little tiny blade. Filleting fish and stuff like that. Mackerel and sardines or whatever you have to fillet to make bait. Cutting up chicken livers, gizzards, and hearts. For catfish. Absolutely love it. This is a nice knife. Absolutely love it. Counterpoint XL. Every Cold Steel person should have a Counterpoint XL. I think every Cold Steel person should have every one of these knives already. These are knives that every Cold Steel person should have. Because Cold Steel, to me, Lindsey Thompson and Andrew Demko, they were all about self-defense blades. Marshall blades. That's what they were really about. And sure, they did make hunting and fishing knives and some camp stuff, but the majority of their main line of knives were all about Marshall. They were Marshall blades. What do you think? These look like Marshall blades to me. These look like they were meant to be self-defense, save your life type knives. These are Marshall blades. And that's why I've always liked best about Cold Steel was their Marshall blades, were their big blades, the mega folders. A lot of people make smaller knives, and there's all sorts of different types of knives that you can try out and use that are smaller. But not that many people make big knives. Think about that. How many companies do you know that make 5.5 inch, 6 inch, 5 inch blades? And then they make them like they're super strong. These are almost equivalent to, I know they're not fixed blades, but they're the next best thing to a fixed blade, or the triads. Even this one's strong. The way that they made this is strong too. With the folded over leaf spring that's super stiff. I know it's hard on your hands and fingers or your thumbs, opening and closing it, but it's super strong. This is stronger than one of those little tiny weak leaf springs or liner locks, like on that Hoya bun, the 26T or whatever. This is a real leaf spring right here. You know it's real because it takes a lot of pressure to push it over. It's awesome. It's awesome. Cold Steel mega folders are awesome. Another one of my favorites, the Frenzy. Only 5.6 ounces. 5.5 inch blade. This is an awesome knife too. Frenzy. And this is another one that I've had for a long time. This is my first Frenzy. I have several Frenzies. But this is the one I carry and use. It's a CTS6 HP one. It's from the original run. This is my Frenzy, my favorite Frenzy. It's been through a lot with you guys. It's had the handles dyed. It's been polished. This has probably been on TV on the YouTube more than any other knife on this table. is this one, the Frenzy. I think this one might have been on the table too a lot, or on YouTube. This one I think has been on YouTube a lot too. I know this one has. I think the Frenzy takes the cake though. I think this one's a superstar on the table for as like YouTube time. Ah, Recons. I love all Recons, whether they're fixed or folding. All the Recons, except for maybe like some of the new stuff that they're making. I don't want one of those new small Recons. I don't know. It just turned me off at the, because the Recon's always supposed to be like a step above, like a is that the right way to put it? A step above like the Grivery knives and the knives with the like Oz 8 or Oz 10 or BD1 steels, or now the what do you call the HCR 13 MOV? They also use that on the SR1 now, the SR1 Lite. But to me the Recon was like the next step after you get the Voyager, and you get the Counterpoint and the Ti-lite. It's time to move up to a Recon. That's the way it used to sort of be to me. And then after a Recon, then you get the Holdout and the Spada and the Talwars. Because these were all like the same thing. The Recon and the what do you call it? The Recon and Talwars and everything. They all had like the same handles and steels. This is a new Espada, a newer Espada. Came out, I think it was last year. And this was in my drawer last year, or maybe it was the year before it came out. But it's been in my drawer. It was in my drawer last year. I know that. And I love the Espada. I always like Spanish style, Mediterranean, Persian, Indo-Persian blades. I don't know. I just like the Middle Eastern style, I guess, where they have the upswept points and. I think they just look sinister. Sort of like the same reason why I like the Tontos, because Tontos have a sinister look to them too. And so do the bayonets and the spear points. To me, bayonets and spear points are like a useful dagger. Daggers usually don't have very good. They're usually really thick behind the edge, but with a full flat ground, it's a spear point or a dagger shape. You actually get a real nice edge. And this one is a saber ground, bayonet style blade. It's a little bit thicker behind the edge, but you still have it's still wide enough so you do have a decent edge. But the best edge, ooh. These two actually have really good. These are really good for cutting stuff with. I've used the Talwar as like a hunting knife also. Not this big one, but I used a 4-inch one like that. I wish they would have made the 4-inch Talwar too. I don't know why they didn't make that. Because I don't know, Cold Steel used to always make like they had 3 of these that they made. They made a medium which had like a 3.5-inch blade, I think it was. And then this one with the 5.5-inch, and then the XL with I think it was a 7.5-inch blade. The Espadas. So you had the Oyabuns and the Kobuns. Absolutely love it. And the same thing. That's how Cold Steel always did. They always had a large and a small, or a medium or small. So you always had an Oyabun and a Kobun. Oyabun and Kobun. Absolutely love this one too, though. This has the Oz 10 blade. This is one of my favorites. One of the ones. These are all knives that I keep out. I have another drawer that I keep the knives I'm not testing or trying out or whatever. These have all been tried out. And they just stay in another drawer. They don't go in the safe. These are my mega folders. Last year I had the polish handled one of those out. Absolutely love that. And this one's in my drawer right now. This one's in my drawer too. This one and this one are in my EDC drawer for this year. I love this blade. I love this Barong style blade. Filipino style blade. It's awesome. And they made it up to awesome handles. So this is another handle I wish I was made out of G10 also. But you know, this handle is so awesome, and the Voyager knives are so awesome. I never got one of these that didn't function right. Every Voyager I've ever received has always been perfect. I can't say that for the Espadas, and I can't say that for the Talwars or the Frenzies. When I first got this Frenzy, it didn't want to work right either. It used to go into fixed blade mode also. And that's one reason why I went all the way through it. Because I really love the knife and I didn't want to send it in, and I just like that knife. But these are perfect. These are like if I would have had one and I would have tuned it. I mean, these are perfect. And that's why I say that, you know, like on a lot of their knives, I think that I don't know what they're doing, but I think the quality control is really good. But I sort of wonder what happened on the Talwar, on my other Talwar. We call it the serrated edge. It worked okay in the beginning, and then the blade started sticking. Now it sticks all the time. So it's got to go. It's got to go back. But anyway, we all know about the Frenzy. I mean, not the Frenzy, but the Ti-lite. Y'all know how much I love the Ti-lite. But anyway, let's get down to the nitty gritty and introduce the new one to the pack. And yes, it has a black pocket clip. The first one that I carried all the time decided it was okay to switch pocket clips. It liked the shiny pocket clip. So it gave it its own wore out pocket clip. Because I want to carry this one. There it is there, S35VN. And this one doesn't lock stick. This one doesn't do the we call it the fixed blade mode, like my serrated one does. And I took this one to work. Yes, I did. Took it to work. After I put my black pocket clip on it. Functions perfect. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. I'm so happy they brought back the Talwar. I think it's kind of cool with the new insignias too, because it matches the holdout. And I always carry these two together. So it's kind of cool that they got the same new insignia on it from Cold Steel. I think that's cool. Because they are going to be a matching set. Very cool. These are going to be going on the Springer. They'll be cruising on the Springer. This one did most of its time on a Sporty. This one, and this one, and this one, and this one. Most of the time on a Sporty. This one I didn't really carry that much. I didn't really carry this knife that much. I carried the 4-inch one with the snaggletooth stuff on it. With the snaggletooth ring and everything. The one that you guys saw me put together in a video. I didn't really carry this one too much. I don't know why I didn't carry too much either. You know, because I have another Recon I used to carry all the time, and that one's actually in my car. That's my glove box knife. It's in the glove box. I think I've showed you guys that one too. This one that I took the finish off of. It was Oz 8, and didn't really carry this one that much. But this one, this one, this one, this one, and now these are all, you know, these all got carried a lot. These are going to be the next ones to get carried a lot. I've already carried this one a few times, this one a few times, this one several times, and this one I've carried it to work now. But I'm not gonna be carrying this one to work though. I just did it today. I wouldn't try to carry that big old knife to work every day. Last thing I want somebody at my job to see me carrying a knife like that. That'd probably freak them out. I'll be the talk of the business. See what he carried to work. Got a lot of sheep on my job. But anyway, absolutely love these, and I will let you guys know what happens to my other one. And let me show it to you. This is the other one. This is the serrated one. And then when you take it out, see, it went in the locked position right there. You got to really push down on it to get the release. But when you do it hard, it doesn't really do it. I did it again. Now you can go in there and mess with the lock phases and faces and things like that and try to get the fit right, but I'm not going to do all that. I just rather send it back and see if they replace it. It's a beautiful knife. No, and I want another serrated one because I like having the serrated and the plain edge. So I'm going to see if I can get them to replace this one. That's a beautiful knife. Beautiful knives. Beautiful knives. But that's how it is with Cold Steel. Every once in a while, I used to always get one that wasn't perfect. Now, I've had a lucky streak for a long time now. This is the first GSM knife that I got that wasn't, perfectly constructed. So, no blade wobble, nothing like that. It's just that it locks up. See, like when you do it hard, it doesn't do it. I think that's the reason why I didn't notice it the other day. But like the softer you do it, the more likely it will be to lock up. Now watch, I'll do it soft. Now it's probably locked up. Yep. So if you guys have any problems like that with yours, I don't know if it might be sometimes that, things in the factory, they get things a little bit off or something like that. I don't know, maybe a pin's a little bit off or something's not exactly straight or something like that. But I don't think it's that kind of issue because it centers out perfectly. I think it's more of an issue with the lock, I don't know, maybe the parts aren't fitting together just right. But the fitment and everything looks nice though because it's not biting down too far or anything like that. It's just not working properly. And at first it seemed like it was working just fine. But I'm happy my other one's perfectly fine though. The other one's perfectly fine. The plain edge. This is my serrated one. But that one's got to go back. And I'll let you guys know what happens with it. Peace out, Stiletto. Y'all have a great weekend.